the city that never sleeps. It's a place of dreams, a concrete jungle, and a melting pot of cultures. Ever wanted to be a part of something big, something exciting? Well, buckle up because we're about to dive headfirst into the heart of it all. Think Times Square's dazzling lights, Broadway's show-stopping performances, and Central Park's peaceful escape, all crammed into one unforgettable city. New York City is a whirlwind of experiences, and trust me, it's ready to sweep you off your feet. Whether you're a history buff, a foodie fanatic, or just looking for an adventure, New York City has something for everyone. So grab your Metro card, put on your walking shoes, and get ready for a wild ride through the city that never sleeps. New York City's history? Let's just say it's as diverse as its pizza toppings. From its humble beginnings as a Dutch trading post to its rise as a global powerhouse, the city has seen it all. Revolutions, migrations, and even a King Kong attack or two. Well, in the movies at least. Each era has left its mark on the city's streets, architecture, and spirit. Walk down cobblestone streets in Lower Manhattan, marvel at the Art Deco skyscrapers of Midtown, or explore the trendy boutiques of Brooklyn. It's a living, breathing timeline just waiting to be explored. But New York isn't just about the past. It's a city that's constantly evolving, reinventing itself with every passing season. New restaurants pop up faster than you can say cronut, and there's always a new Broadway show ready to steal the spotlight. So, whether you're fascinated by the stories whispered through the city's streets or eager to experience its vibrant present, New York City promises a journey through time, and trust me, you'll want to savor every bite. From trading post to metropolis, our journey begins way back when, in the early 1600s. Picture this. Dutch settlers arrive on this island, Manhattan we call it now, looking to make a buck. They called it New Amsterdam, a name that screams New World charm, right? Trading furs, building communities, the works. Little did they know they'd planted the seed for something massive. Fast forward a bit, the British swooped in, renamed it New York, a tad less charming some might say, and the city started buzzing. Revolutions were fought, independence was won, and boom! New York City became the first capital of the newly formed United States of America. Talk about a historical glow-up. Waves of immigrants, each with their own stories, their own dreams, flocked to New York's shores. The Irish escaping famine, Italians seeking a better life, Eastern Europeans yearning for opportunity. They all found a home in the city's ever-expanding embrace. Each wave adding another layer to the city's cultural tapestry, another note in its symphony of voices. From a humble trading post, New York City was transforming into a melting pot, a vibrant tapestry woven from threads of ambition, resilience, and the unwavering pursuit of the American dream. And trust me, this was just the beginning. The best was yet to come. Industrialization? Check. Immigration boom? Double check. The city was becoming a powerhouse, and with that came towering skyscrapers, bustling factories, and a skyline that started to resemble the one we know and love today. Remember that little thing called the Industrial Revolution? Yeah, New York City was right at the heart of it. Factories popped up like mushrooms after the rain, churning out everything from textiles to machinery. The city was a hive of activity, a testament to human ingenuity and, let's be honest, a whole lot of caffeine. Speaking of caffeine, let's not forget the food. New York's culinary scene was starting to sizzle. Immigrants brought their own flavors, their own culinary traditions, and boom, the city became a delicious melting pot of tastes from around the world. Pizza from Italy, bagels from Jewish communities, and let's not forget the quintessential New York cheesecake. The city was becoming a foodie's paradise. But amidst the industrial growth and culinary delights, a new art form was taking center stage: Broadway. From vaudeville acts to dazzling musicals, the theater district emerged as a beacon of entertainment, a place where dreams took flight under the bright lights. The show, as they say, was just beginning. The 20th century roared in like a jazz band on a Saturday night, and New York City was ready to dance. This was the century of skyscrapers, of Art Deco masterpieces piercing the heavens. The Empire State Building, the Chrysler Building. These weren't just buildings. They were symbols of ambition, towering testaments to human achievement. The city was a magnet, drawing the best and brightest from every corner of the globe. Artists, writers, musicians, dreamers, they flocked to New York City eager to leave their mark on the world. The Harlem Renaissance, the Beat Generation, the birth of hip-hop, the city pulsed with creative energy, a symphony of voices expressing themselves in bold, new ways. But it wasn't all sunshine and jazz hands. New York City faced its share of challenges too. Economic downturns, social unrest, the scars of war. The city endured it all, emerging from each challenge stronger, more resilient, and more united. Through it all, the spirit of New York City never wavered. The city that never sleeps continued to hustle, to dream, to reinvent itself with each passing decade. And as we'll see in the next act of our journey, this indomitable spirit is what makes New York City so unique, so captivating, so undeniably New York. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to dive into a world of pure culinary bliss. New York City's food scene is like a symphony orchestra, with every neighborhood, every culture playing its own delicious tune. From the smoky allure of street vendor hot dogs to the delicate dance of flavors in a Michelin-starred masterpiece, your taste buds are in for a wild ride. Remember those waves of immigrants we talked about? Well, they didn't just bring their dreams. They brought their recipes too. Generations-old family recipes, secret spices passed down through whispers. They're all here, simmering away in kitchens across the 5 boroughs. Italian, Chinese, Mexican, Indian, you name it. New York City's got it, and then some. And the best part? You don't need a trust fund to experience the magic. Sure, you can drop a small fortune on a multi-course tasting menu, but you can also find culinary nirvana in a $2 slice of pizza or a steaming bowl of noodles from a street cart. That's the beauty of New York City's food scene. It's accessible, it's adventurous, and it's always evolving. So loosen your belts, grab your appetites, and get ready to embark on a delicious adventure through the culinary paradise that is New York City. Let's kick things off with the heart and soul of New York City's food scene, the street vendors. These culinary heroes brave the elements, the traffic, and the occasional pigeon attack to bring you the flavors of the city on the go. A warm pretzel on a chilly day, a hot dog with all the fixings after a night out, or a halal platter that will have you singing praises. Street food is an experience you can't miss. But don't think for a second that New York City is all about casual eats. Oh no, this city boasts more Michelin stars than a clear night sky. World-renowned chefs, innovative menus that read like modern art, and dishes so exquisite they could bring a tear to your eye. Fine dining in New York City is an experience in itself. And then there's everything in between. Cozy cafes serving brunch that will make your Instagram followers drool, family-run trattorias with pasta dishes that taste like a warm hug, and trendy ramen shops with lines that snake around the block. New York City's culinary landscape is as diverse as its people and just as exciting to explore. So whether you're a seasoned foodie or a curious newbie, New York City's food scene has something to tantalize every palate. Get ready to eat your way through the city that never sleeps, one delicious bite at a time. Remember how we said New York City never sleeps? Well, that goes for its appetite too. This city is a 24/7 buffet of culinary delights. Craving a pastrami on rye at 3 a.m.? No problem. Yearning for a kimchi quesadilla at dawn? You got it. New York City's kitchens are always firing, ready to satisfy any craving any time of day or night. This city's obsession with food goes beyond just eating. Food markets burst with colorful produce, artisan cheese shops offer a taste of Europe, and specialty stores dedicated to everything from spices to olive oil will have you stocking up your pantry like a doomsday prepper. Food festivals pop up throughout the year, celebrating everything from pizza to dumplings to chocolate. Cooking classes offer a chance to learn the secrets of the city's culinary masters, and food tours led by passionate guides will take you on a delicious adventure through the city's diverse neighborhoods. In New York City, food is more than just sustenance. It's a way of life. It's a celebration of culture, a form of entertainment, and a delicious adventure waiting to be devoured. So come hungry, come curious, and let New York City tantalize your taste buds like never before. So you've had your fill of history and food, now it's time to talk about where you'll rest your weary head after a long day of conquering the concrete jungle. Don't worry, finding the perfect place to crash in New York City is easier than hailing a cab in the rain. Well, almost. Whether you're on a shoestring budget or swimming in a pool of gold coins, we can dream, right? The city's got a place for you. First things first, forget about sprawling villas with white picket fences. Space in New York City is like that friend who always forgets their wallet. But hey, that's part of the charm, right? Think cozy studios with exposed brick walls, charming brownstones with creaky staircases, and maybe, just maybe, a fire escape overlooking a bustling street. It's all about embracing the urban adventure. Don't let the city that never sleeps thing scare you off. There are plenty of peaceful oases tucked away from the hustle and bustle. From leafy neighborhoods in Brooklyn to charming enclaves in the West Village, you can find your own little slice of tranquility amidst the urban chaos. Just be prepared to pay a premium for peace and quiet. The key to finding your perfect New York City crash pad? Decide on your priorities, budget, location, and amenities. Are you a social butterfly who thrives in the heart of the action, or a Zen master who needs a quiet escape from the city's symphony? Once you've cracked that code, you're well on your way to sweet, sweet dreams in the city that never sleeps. All right, budget travelers, listen up. Finding affordable accommodation in New York City might seem as likely as spotting a unicorn strolling through Central Park. But fear not, there are options for even the most frugal explorers. Think hostels with their bunk bed camaraderie, budget-friendly hotels with all the essentials, and maybe a free bagel or two, and even the occasional Airbnb steal if you're quick enough on the draw. For those who like their travels with a side of luxury, New York City's got you covered. And by covered, we mean pampered within an inch of your life. Think five-star hotels with rooftop pools overlooking the Empire State Building, butler service that caters to your every whim, and maybe even a celebrity sighting or two in the lobby. No promises, though. But hey, maybe you're somewhere in between. A traveler who appreciates a little comfort without breaking the bank. Don't worry, New York City's got options for you too. Boutique hotels with their unique charm and personalized service, trendy apart-hotels with kitchens and living spaces for that home-away-from-home feeling, and even some surprisingly affordable mid-range hotels in prime locations. It's all about finding that sweet spot between your budget and your travel style. Remember though, location is key in New York City. Staying in a central location might cost a pretty penny, but it'll save you time and money on transportation in the long run. Plus, you'll be in the heart of the action, ready to conquer the city's sights and sounds without having to navigate the subway system at rush hour. Trust us, that's a whole other adventure. Now that you know your budget and your preferred level of luxury, it's time to talk strategy. First things first, book in advance, especially if you're traveling during peak season. Remember, everyone and their pet goldfish wants a piece of the Big Apple, so securing your spot early is crucial. Next up, embrace the power of the internet. Comparison websites are your new best friend. They'll help you compare prices, read reviews, and find deals that would make even a Wall Street tycoon proud. Don't be afraid to explore different neighborhoods too. Each one has its own unique vibe and price point. And here's a pro tip. Consider traveling during the off-season. You'll find lower prices, fewer crowds, and a chance to experience a different side of the city. Think cozy winter walks through snow-dusted Central Park or spring strolls through blooming botanical gardens. Magical, right? Finding the perfect place to stay in New York City is like finding the perfect slice of pizza. Everyone has their own preference. But with a little planning, a dash of research, and maybe a sprinkle of luck, you'll find your perfect concrete nest in the city that never sleeps. And hey, once you've settled in, the real adventure begins. All right, folks, buckle up those walking shoes and grab your Metro cards because we're about to navigate the intricate web of New York City's transportation system. Think of it as an adventure within an adventure, a thrilling ride through the concrete veins of the city that never sleeps. Don't worry, it's not as daunting as it sounds. Well, mostly. First up, the subway, New York City's underground labyrinth, a marvel of engineering and a constant source of amusement and bewilderment. With 24 lines crisscrossing the boroughs, it's a budget-friendly way to get around, as long as you're not claustrophobic or easily fazed by the occasional impromptu musical performance. Hey, gotta love that subway talent. Now, for those who prefer their commutes above ground, there's always the trusty bus. It might not be as glamorous as a yellow cab ride, but it offers a scenic tour of the city's diverse neighborhoods. Plus, you can catch up on your reading, people watch to your heart's content, or simply marvel at the sheer audacity of NYC drivers navigating those crowded streets. It's entertainment at its finest. But let's not forget the iconic yellow taxis, those quintessential symbols of New York City life. Hailing a cab is an art form in itself, a delicate dance of eye contact, arm waving, and maybe a little bit of luck. Once you're in, though, it's a whirlwind ride through the heart of the city with a driver who's likely to have a story or two to tell. Just be prepared for the occasional traffic jam serenade. Now, before you dive headfirst into the subway system, let's talk strategy. First things first, get yourself a Metro card. Trust us, it's a lifesaver and wallet saver. Next up, familiarize yourself with the subway map. It might look like a Jackson Pollock painting at first glance, but once you decipher its secrets, you'll be navigating the city like a pro. Pro tip: download a subway app on your phone. It'll be your best friend when you're trying to decipher those late-night train schedules or avoid rush hour crowds. And speaking of rush hour, if you can, avoid it like the plague, unless you enjoy being crammed into a subway car, like a sardine in a can, that is. Now, for our bus-bound adventurers, the MTA website is your new best friend. It's got all the information you need on bus routes, schedules, and even real-time updates on delays. Because, let's face it, this is New York City, and delays happen. And here's a little secret. Some bus routes offer stunning views of the city skyline, just saying. But the real beauty of navigating New York City's transportation system lies in the unexpected encounters, the overheard conversations, the bus stop ballads, and the subway shenanigans. It's a melting pot of humanity on the move, a symphony of urban chaos, and a reminder that you're part of something bigger, something vibrant, something uniquely New York. Wheels, walks, and whimsical rides. Now, if you're feeling adventurous and want to experience New York City like a local, ditch the subway and hop on a bike. City Bike, the city's bike-sharing program, has stations scattered across the city, making it easier than ever to pedal your way through the urban jungle. Just remember to wear a helmet, follow the traffic rules, yes, even in New York City, and be prepared to share the road with those aforementioned audacious drivers. But for a true taste of New York City's charm, lace up those walking shoes and explore the city on foot. There's no better way to soak up the sights, sounds, and smells of the city than by strolling through its diverse neighborhoods. Get lost in the maze-like streets of Greenwich Village, wander through the trendy boutiques of Soho, or simply marvel at the architectural wonders of Midtown. You never know what treasures you'll stumble upon. And if you're looking for a more whimsical mode of transportation, why not hop on a horse-drawn carriage ride through Central Park? It's a bit touristy, sure, but hey, you only live once. Or for a different perspective of the city, take a ferry ride across the East River. The views of the skyline are simply breathtaking, especially at sunset. The point is, getting around New York City is an adventure in itself, a chance to experience the city's energy, diversity, and sheer audacity firsthand. So embrace the chaos, embrace the unexpected, and get ready for a wild ride through the concrete veins of the city that never sleeps. The city of a thousand accents. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're about to dive into the heart and soul of New York City, its vibrant, diverse, and oh-so eclectic culture. Forget melting pot, this city's a sizzling cauldron of traditions, languages, and perspectives, all simmering together to create a cultural stew that's as intoxicating as it is unique. Walk down any street in New York City and you'll hear a symphony of accents, a linguistic tapestry woven from every corner of the globe. It's a city where you can grab a bagel with a schmear from a guy who speaks Yiddish, haggle over the price of a souvenir in Mandarin, and discuss the latest Broadway show in Spanish, all before your morning coffee. But New York City's cultural diversity goes beyond just languages. It's a city where ancient traditions meet modern trends, where centuries-old customs are celebrated alongside cutting-edge art forms. You can find peace and tranquility in a Buddhist temple in Chinatown, groove to the rhythm of salsa music in East Harlem, or catch a glimpse of the latest fashion trends in the West Village, all within the span of a single afternoon. In New York City, diversity isn't just a buzzword, it's a way of life. It's the lifeblood that courses through the city's veins, the energy that fuels its creativity, and the spirit that makes it the most exciting city on earth. So, open your mind, embrace the unexpected, and get ready to experience a cultural kaleidoscope like no other. Now let's talk about how this cultural melting pot expresses itself through art, music, dance, and a whole lot of creative energy. New York City is a living, breathing canvas for artistic expression, from the grand stages of Broadway to the gritty alleyways adorned with street art masterpieces. Speaking of Broadway, it's not just a tourist trap, folks. It's the heart and soul of New York City's theater scene. From Tony Award-winning musicals that will have you tapping your feet to thought-provoking plays that will stay with you long after the curtain falls, Broadway is an experience that will leave you breathless. Just be prepared to shell out a pretty penny for those coveted tickets. But New York City's art scene goes far beyond the bright lights of Broadway. World-renowned museums like the Metropolitan Museum of Art and the Museum of Modern Art house priceless treasures from around the globe. Intimate galleries in Chelsea and the Lower East Side showcase the works of up-and-coming artists. And then there's the street art, a vibrant, ever-changing tapestry of murals, graffiti, and installations that transform the city's streets into an open-air museum. Whether you're a seasoned art aficionado or a curious newbie, New York City's art scene has something to inspire, challenge, and captivate you. So, open your eyes, engage your senses, and get ready to experience a creative explosion like no other. But here's the thing about New York City's culture. It's not just about the big-ticket attractions, the museums, the theaters, the galleries. It's about the everyday moments, the interactions, the rhythms of life that make this city so unique. It's the sound of a street musician's saxophone echoing through the canyons of Midtown. It's the sight of a group of friends sharing a laugh over a plate of dumplings in Chinatown. It's the smell of freshly baked bagels wafting from a corner deli. It's the energy of 1,000 conversations happening at once, 1,000 stories unfolding before your eyes. New York City's culture is a symphony of sounds, sights, smells, and experiences, all blending together to create a vibrant tapestry of urban life. It's the energy that pulsates through the streets, the grit and the glamour, the hustle and the heart. So, slow down, soak it all in, and let the everyday symphony of the concrete jungle wash over you. Because it's in these moments, the seemingly insignificant details, that you'll truly experience the heart and soul of New York City. So, there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour through the concrete jungle that is New York City. We've explored its history, from its humble beginnings as a Dutch trading post to its rise as a global metropolis. We've tantalized our taste buds with its diverse culinary scene, from street food vendors to Michelin-starred restaurants. We've navigated its intricate transportation system, braved the subway crowds, and maybe even hailed a cab or two. We've witnessed the city's cultural tapestry unfold before our eyes, a vibrant blend of traditions, languages, and perspectives. We've marveled at its artistic spirit, from the grand stages of Broadway to the gritty alleyways adorned with street art. And we've experienced the everyday symphony of the concrete jungle, the energy, the grit, and the heart that make New York City so unique. But more than anything, we've glimpsed the soul of New York City, a city that never sleeps, a city that never stops dreaming, a city that welcomes everyone with open arms and maybe a little bit of side-eye because, hey, this is New York. It's a city that will challenge you, inspire you, and leave you forever changed. It's a city that will steal your heart, even if you swear you'll never fall for its charms. New York City is more than just a destination. It's an experience, a state of mind, a story waiting to be written. It's a place where dreams are made, where anything is possible, and where the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. It's the echo of a million stories. The immigrants who arrived on its shores with nothing but hope in their pockets. The artists who flocked to its streets seeking inspiration. The entrepreneurs who built empires from the ground up. It's the energy of a million lives intersecting. The rush hour crowds, the street performers, the taxi drivers, the bodega owners, each with their own story to tell, their own dreams to chase. It's a city that will challenge your perceptions, broaden your horizons, and leave an imprint on your soul that will last a lifetime. So, what are you waiting for? Your New York City adventure awaits. Book that flight, pack your bags, and get ready to experience the city that never sleeps. Explore its hidden gems and iconic landmarks. Indulge in its culinary delights and cultural treasures. Get lost in its bustling streets and tranquil parks. Embrace the unexpected, the serendipitous encounters. the moments that will make your trip unforgettable. New York City is waiting to welcome you with open arms, a symphony of experiences ready to unfold before your very eyes.